Welcome back to the shop. Today I'm just going to make some name tags for the 3D printer. I'm going to start off with LightBurn because that's what I'm used to using nowadays. So let's start up LightBurn on my Arch Linux laptop. You can see I'm still on 1.7.08. I'll be on that version of LightBurn for a while. So this is the last version that will work on Linux. So let's just get us some text typed out here and go through some font. I do have all of my Microsoft fonts in here. The fonts folder in my Linux computer. So I think we'll just go with this Cosmic Sands. We'll make that bold, shrink these letters together. I'm moving these letters together, but you still see that J hanging out there. So I'm just going to go ahead and select that. I'm going to convert that to a path. That way I can select that J and just move it over just a little bit. Oh, too much. Just a little bit, right about there. I'm going to do this offset. I'm just going to do a small offset. I want the outer shapes only. I want to go outwards. Or bring it down. Bring it down just a little bit more, right there. I want this in the very bottom corner of the work area, since I'm going to be bringing this into Fusion. That's going to affect how it comes into Fusion. I'm going to export that as a SVG. And of course, Fusion does not work on Linux, so I'm going to remote desktop into my CNC computer that's up there at the CNC. I'm going to put my file on my file server here real quick so I can access this file from my other computers. Now that I'm on my CNC computer, we'll just open Fusion. Just go up here and click Insert from Computer. You see it's still kind of small. It really doesn't matter how big we make this. We can scale it up once we get it in Bambu Studio. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to select the whole thing. I'm going to hit E to extrude. I'm just eyeballing this, so I'm not going to type in a value. I'm going to pull it up till I think it might look decent for a background. Set that 0.3 millimeters. That'll end up being a lot thicker once I scale the whole thing up later. I'm not sure how big I want to make this, so I'm not worried about the size right now. All right, once I extruded it and I hit OK, you can see I can't see the letters anymore. The sketch is hidden. So I'm going to click Sketches. I'm going to unhide my sketches, but you see I still can't click on the sketches. So I'm going to go up to Body, and I'm going to hide this body. That way I can get to my sketches and extrude just the letters. Again, I'm going to hit E to extrude just to see what it looks like. You can see once I extruded that, each letter created a new body. So they're all separate bodies. We'll fix that in a minute. But first, let's just see what that background looks like. And you can see those letters are way too tall for that background. But all I got to do is double click on the last extrusion I did, and we can change that value. That's the good thing about the parametric modeling down at the bottom. You can just go through your history and select what you need. Continue where you left off. All right, now that that looks good, I'm going to select all of these bodies. I'm going to go up here to Modify, and I'm going to click Combine. That'll put all those bodies into one. When I hit OK, and you can see I got that little line down there at the bottom. I'm not sure where that came from, but if I hide that body and show it again, that line will be gone. All right, that's all we need to Fusion for. So we'll go ahead and export this as an STL. by clicking Save Mesh As or Save As Mesh. STL, and we'll just put that on the desktop. We'll just save this file as Jonah. Now all I did there was I exported the STL. I did not actually save this as a Fusion file. I do use the free version of Fusion, which with the free version you can only have 10 active files at a time. All you gotta do is go in here and you see I got 3 right here. One of them is read only, and I'm done with them other 2. All I have to do is click that drop down tab and make those read only, and I can continue creating more files. That will not stop me from opening this file and exporting it as STL and all that stuff. That's just going to stop me from editing that file. And then if I need to go back and make changes later, all I got to do is click that drop down box and make it editable again. Here's a keychain I made a while back using the same method, creating the vectors in LightBurn and just importing them and extruding it. There's a jig I created. You can see all those are read only, all the parts of this jig. This is a business card jig. You can just load this with metal business cards, laser engrave one, slide it off, laser engrave another one, slide it off. Here's my work hold clamps I designed. A good thing about Fusion is you don't have to model any of this hardware. The only parts of this that I actually modeled was the push out front, the block in the center, and the thumb knob at the back. The rest of that is just regular 1/4 inch bolts that I imported up. You go up here and click insert and go down to McMaster Car, and their whole catalog is right here. You can type in exactly what you need, or you can scroll through and search. So if I need a 1/4 inch 20 nut, I just click on the nut section. You got all your different sizes over here. You scroll down there, it gives you all the dimensions of the actual nut. And back over here on the right, you get your parts list. All you have to do is click on that part, and you can just download the step file. I use step files for Fusion, so I'll click on that step and click download, and it brings that part right into your project. It'll keep track of all the hardware that you brought into this project, and you can order everything right from this program. It's kind of neat. I've never ordered from them, but I definitely use their step files. Just bring that nut in, place it right where you need it, and you don't have to model out the hardware. That's the main point. That's one thing I like about Fusion 360. All right, let's finish this up real quick. I'm going to go ahead and exit out of my CNC computer, and I'm going to bring up my virtual machines. And that is my local IP, so that's not my public IP. You won't be able to get to that. Here's all my virtual machines. I use this Windows 11 virtual machine up here to handle all my 3D prints. Let's just start that up. I'll just bring that STL right into Bambu Studio. I'll stretch this out as big as I need. I'm going to add a negative part in here. I'm going to create a cavity. I'm actually going to create 2 cavities on the bottom to hold some, I've got some 13mm square neodymium magnets that I'm going to put in the bottom. So I'm just going to add 2 negative parts to create a void for those. Done one of these before, and I used some sheet magnet that I have. Just cut it out with a pair of scissors and glue it to the back. But for this one, I think I'm going to use these. I've got a whole stack of these 13mm neodymium magnets, rare earth magnets. I got that one created. I'm just going to copy this and paste it. And just slide that one over. Now that I got this block set, I'm going to click the paint can up here and we're going to select layers. I'm just going to make all the bottom part here black. I've got black loaded in the fourth tray of my AMS, and I've got gold in the second tray. So we're going to do black and gold with this one. I've got gold in the AMS, but kind of a dark yellow is what I've chosen here. And with that, we're just going to slice it up and get it sent to the printer. And here's our finished part. No matter what you're trying to do, there's always more than one way to do it. This is just the way I did it. And I made several of these little name tags. This one had a little hair hanging out the top. I'll get that in just a second. Hit it with a little super glue, hit it with a little activator. And there's a name tag. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Y'all have a good day.